Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I am Jennifer with Clean Eating Plant Style and happy Tuesday to you. Today's video is a Try It Tuesday video in my series, and I had just got back from Whole Foods. Now I had gone with the intention of doing a Engine 2 Plant Strong Try It Tuesday with their ravioli and pasta sauce. Unfortunately, my Whole Foods does not have the ravioli yet, so I was just left with the pasta sauce and really just kind of wandering around wondering what I was going to do with it. I could do just pasta, but I really wanted like a ravioli or a lasagna. So let me show you. So basically the Try It Tuesdays are going to be 3 different products here that I have never tried before. The first is going to be the Engine 2 pasta sauce. This is the organic tomato basil. Then also, sorry, that's my pressure cooker. I also have the Kite ricotta cheese. This does not have any oil. And what's different about the Engine 2 pasta sauce is it does not have any oil either. Now, with this Try It Tuesday, I will tell you it's going to be a bit more expensive. I did not really plan for this, but it's kind of how it turned out. So just keep that in mind if you are going to Whole Foods and you're wanting to pick up any of these ingredients. Just to get this Kite ricotta cheese, it is $9.99. So really try to find that on sale. And I believe the Engine 2 pasta sauce was $4 something. So if you can find an oil-free pasta sauce, you know, that would be much better. But what's better about this, though, is he does try to keep the sodium down in this as well. So if you're not familiar with Engine 2, that is actually a product by Rip Esselstyn. And Rip is the son of Dr. Esselstyn, who is from the Cleveland Clinic. So he is the doctor there, a cardiologist, and he's done numerous studies and has numerous books. Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease is one of them. And then his son, Rip Esselstyn, was a firefighter at the Engine 2 firehouse in, I believe it's in Texas, where he had started working with some of his, the other firefighters there, and they were able to, you know, lower their blood pressure and their cholesterol. And I think he was just presented with, you know, the opportunity to start really focusing more on food for health as opposed to, you know, really, I guess you could say, in a way, he's actually protecting people's health. You know, he's, you know, as a firefighter and then now as a health advocate, but that was not his background, you know, to actually do that. So long story short, he does have a really awesome podcast with Rich Roll that I actually just listened to yesterday. So I highly recommend you listening to that. I can actually link the YouTube video to this at the bottom. So the other ingredient number 3 that I'm trying out, this I'm a little nervous about. I'm not really nervous about the other 2. This one is going to be interesting. So instead of using a regular, you know, whole wheat flour lasagna, which I really can't find whole wheat lasagnas as a matter of fact, I found this on sale. Gonna be interesting. It is an organic green lentil lasagna, and per serving, which there's 4 servings in here, there's 11 grams of protein. So if you are interested in watching the rest of this video, where I'm going to show you how I made this lasagna, please keep watching. Comment below if you have tried any of these products. Even if you've tried the Engine 2 ricotta, leave me a comment and just let me know how it is, and if I definitely need to push for them to possibly get that in stock, because I really would like to still try it. So yeah, keep on watching. So for this recipe, you're going to need the Engine 2 pasta sauce, Kite ricotta cheese, the Explore Cuisine organic green lentil lasagna, and I only used half the box of that. A whole bag of baby spinach, I think that's about 15 ounces. 1 carton, I believe 10 ounces of the mushrooms. I used all of those but 4 maybe. A half of a white onion, and this is my Japanese sweet potato that I have already cooked in the pressure cooker. And then optional is the walnut basil pesto sauce. So take your onion and you're going to chop that. It doesn't have to be very fine. I don't mind it being a little chunky. If I had had guests here, then I may have, chopped that a little bit better. And then take your sweet potato. You're going to peel all the skin off the outside and put the insides of it into the bowl and just go ahead and mash that up. Next, you're going to take your onions and water saute those in a pan. I do have a large pan here, but you want to first basically heat your pan up for about 2 minutes on medium-high heat and then add the onions. Once they start to stick a little bit, you can take some water, pour it in, and then stir everything around to keep that going. That's how you water saute any of your vegetables. Then you're going to take your mushrooms, clean those off with a paper towel, take out the stems. You can use the stems if you would like. I opted to take them out completely. And then you want to, chop them up very finely. Once all of your onions are cooked pretty well, you want to add the mushrooms, and they'll actually give off their own liquids. And once those are cooked down, you can add the entire package of spinach. This is why I used a very large pan, and it only took about 3 minutes of me continuously stirring this around for all of those greens to get this tiny and wilted. I think that is incredible how that happens. So now you're going to take your Kite Hill cheese out of the package, remove the wrapping, and you're going to get a decent sized bowl and put that Kite Hill cheese into the bowl. Now you're going to take your filling, the onions, mushrooms, and spinach you were just mixing up, and pour all of that into your ricotta. Stir that around till it gets very well combined. To assemble the lasagna, you want to get a dish out and then take a quarter of the pasta sauce and put it in the bottom of it. Next, get your lasagna noodles. These were no boil, so you just put them right on top of that sauce. I did have to break one of them to make it fit, but if you used a larger dish, you would actually end up using all of the noodles, as I only had enough room to use half the box. So now you're going to take your Japanese sweet potato, break that up, make sure it's pretty crumbly and layered all over the bottom of the dish. Next, you're going to take another layer of the lasagna noodles and put them in and cover that with pasta sauce. So this ended up using the entire jar of pasta sauce, which left me with the ricotta to just leave on the top bare like that. And it actually worked out perfectly. You bake this in the oven uncovered for 40 minutes, and then I let it sit out for about 5 minutes before I cut into it. And this is the final product. All right, the verdict is in. My husband and I just ate a piece of this amazing lasagna. Here's the leftovers right now. I cut it into 6 pieces. Oh my gosh. I mean, this was phenomenal in my opinion. And it was pretty good in his. So let me give you some of the details. In his words, the consistency of the entire thing reminded him of an actual lasagna. There wasn't anything crunchy in there. I've made lasagnas before where I've put broccoli or something in there that he's going, what the heck is this? Like, I know this is healthy and I'm trying to figure out what it is. With this one, he was able just to eat it and not really question it. Maybe he questioned it a tiny bit. Okay. So the Japanese sweet potato, he knew there was something healthy in there. I mean, we know, as we saw, the entire thing's healthy. It's just, there was that one thing in there that he was like, like, what is this? And he thought it was cauliflower. It was actually the Japanese sweet potato, which really surprised him. And it brought a really nice little sweetness to it. Wasn't too much, which is what I love about Japanese sweet potatoes. They're not super sweet. So if you're, if you don't like the super sweet Japanese or the sweet potatoes, period, then you will actually love these Japanese sweet potatoes. And I love the texture of them too. As far as the ricotta cheese goes, I mean, he couldn't even tell the difference. And the lasagna, which was our big question mark, this organic green lentil lasagna. Yeah, that you could not tell. I mean, there was no difference in the taste. There was no difference in the texture. It cut perfectly. It tasted perfect. I was shocked. So go get this Explore Cuisine organic green lentil pasta lasagna from your local Whole Foods. I'm going to check online and see if they have them anywhere else as well, because wow, that was really good. So overall, just the basic lasagna was awesome. Now, I also made this pesto to go with it. The recipe for this pesto will actually be in the next Make It Thursday. I actually do a stuffed mushroom with this, and this one I watered down a little bit because initially I thought I was going to put it into the lasagna itself. I ended up not doing that. And then I thought, well, I'll just pour it on the top. And then I thought this lasagna was just too pretty and rustic looking to just pour this, you know, this bright green drizzle all over the top of it. So I ended up just sitting it on the side. Now, whether I dipped a piece into it or not, the lasagna was perfect. You didn't need the pesto, but the pesto was also really nice addition to it. The other thing that I added in on the top was this 18-year aged balsamic vinegar from tubbyolive.com. So a few weeks ago, I had gone to Reading Terminal Market, which is here in Philadelphia. If you come to Philadelphia, you have to stop in Reading Terminal Market. There's not a whole lot of vegan options. There is some produce in there, and then there's a couple of places that do vegan, but it's not like whole food plant-based. We're talking more like, you know, we're frying things. But stop in this Tubby Olive. Now, normally, I think they're known for maybe their oils, but they have all of their vinegars to where you can taste those. So you can taste the oils and you can taste the vinegars. But since we're doing no oil, you just want to taste the vinegars. I thought I had been using a good vinegar, or at least a decent one. I didn't know the difference for a long time. And I never wanted to spend a lot of money on, you know, maybe something that was more of a higher quality. I just never knew the difference until I went into this Tubby Olive place and I tasted and I tasted and I tasted, and oh my gosh. So this is their best seller, the 18-year aged. It does come from Italy, so apparently that makes it pretty good. But their website is tubbyolive.com. I will list that below. The other ones I have are the blackberry ginger balsamic, which you will see in the mushroom recipe for that walnut basil pesto. I also bought the pomegranate balsamic and the fig balsamic, which Dr. Furman has a recipe. I'm going to see if I can tweak it a little bit so I can use this and see how it tastes, so I can maybe give you guys a recipe on that. I think that's it. For me, I gave this recipe a 10 out of 10. I am absolutely making this again. I will say from the beginning of the video, I mentioned it just being a higher cost for what you're getting. I mean, if you were to get this at a restaurant, you would be paying twice as much. I mean, this was really good. I highly recommend it. My husband, who gives Chipotle, of all places, his highest honor, which is, you know, a 10 out of 10. That is the restaurant that he would prefer to eat at every day for the rest of his life. That's that kind of bar that he's holding up there. He gave this recipe an 8 out of 10. So I think that's a pretty good in my book. Let me know if you make this. Please comment below, like and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video.